live. Let's just wait for YouTube to catch up. Okay, YouTube's live. Let's let everybody know on the Discord. Alright, let's just get set up here so I can see chat and still set up the game. So, what's a good size for a map? I still think 20 kilometers, the default's the best to play this. Avoids the extremes. Small map, chasing partially formed tornadoes before they go off the map, then you have to do it all over again. You have a really large map, you'll be chasing longer, but it'll just be the same tornado for the entire chase. So yeah, let's just keep it at 20 kilometers. And let's generate a map, see if I'm happy with it. Just want a good map for the stream. Don't want one where like you can't get anywhere. This one looks decent. That looks like it would be a bit annoying, but we've got ways to navigate around it. I have to go off-road. Yeah, overall well connected. I did want to implement, somebody had an idea. Let me see, somebody had in the game suggestions channel. I just want to talk about it for a bit. Where is it? Here it is. George Guilty said, I think it's better that instead of using larger pre-made tiles, I suggest implementing a layered noise system like Perlin or Simplex, so they can use specific noise maps as density masks to determine biome placement, identifying, for example, high-value clusters for cities and flatter, expansive areas for farms, similar to how Minecraft handles structure spawning, or how it was already done with the tornado generation. Yeah, so that might not have meant much for people who aren't familiar with Perlin noise, but essentially what I do right now is each one of these tiles I give a weight. So say this is 1 point, this is 1 point, this is 1 point, this is 1 point. Maybe this is 5 points, which means it's 5 times more likely to appear than these. There's maybe like 3 points, cornfields maybe like 2 points. For example, I can't remember the exact values, but all given a specific probability. So when you're generating the map, it looks at the tile, looks at the tiles next to it, figures out, okay, what tile could possibly fit here. It then chooses from those fixed probabilities, one at random. So the ones which are have higher weights will get chosen more often. So I've given like these crossroads and intersections higher weights so that the map tends to be better connected. What George Guilty's suggesting there is instead what I can do is every cell on the grid I generate essentially a random value for, and you shape it. So if you've ever seen Perlin noise, it kind of looks like 2D clouds. So you've got like areas of high density, areas of low density, and what you can do is you can use that value at that point in the map to change the probabilities for each of the different types of road. So that way, you can have, if you've got one part of the map, so one corner may be higher probabilities for like highly connected roads, whereas another area might be high probabilities for, say, cornfields, and another one might be higher probabilities for towns. So you'll kind of get this organic looking kind of clusters of towns. So you might have like tightly clustered towns with some farmland around it, and then maybe some rural roads. It'll look more natural than just kind of like this random maze, which you get right now. So that is something I do want to implement, but I'll have to experiment with it first in case it completely breaks the road generation system. I'm just realizing now as well, there's some tiles in here, which I don't think I've ever seen the map generator use. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I've seen a road with double-sided cornfields. That might just be me not paying attention, or maybe I've accidentally given it a weight of 0. But yeah, I haven't seen that. But yeah, let's hop along. Oh, hello. Got our first person in the chat there from Japan. Hello. From a long way away. Right, so sorry, I'll stop chatting about just different algorithms and potential future ideas and show what we've actually got in the game today. So actually, this is a perfect example of Perlin noise. So let me just bring the helicity down. So going on for the last idea. So for example, white could mean place more roads here. Yellow could mean place more farmland here. Red could be like towns. But you'd have different densities for different features in the map. And then it would create, which means like this area would tend to select farmland, but it still could select roads. This would tend to select roads, but there could be the odd cornfield, if you get what I mean. So that's kind of the idea. It's what Minecraft uses to decide what gets placed where. So let's just get an interesting looking chase. 300 to 6,000 and 300 and 600. It looks decent. Let's set the path deviance down. I do think that's a small bug. If you notice, it says degrees per second initially, then when you drag the slider, it just says 2 per second, 1 per second. I need to fix that so it actually shows the units. I'll keep it 1 tornado. I don't think the game's really... At least I've not designed it specifically for multiple tornadoes. Kind of designed it with 1 tornado in mind, but have the option of additional tornadoes. There you go. So the environment looks unstable enough to have a decent chase. So let's start. Oh wait, I forgot we've got this extra step now. So we'll keep the day-night cycle. Let's set nighttime to a bit shorter. I still think I've somehow inverted the logic here, and it's the wrong way around. So let's just do that to be safe. Have hunts on because they're fun. Minimum hunt time. Yeah, let's keep it to 1 minute. Max hunt time 3 minutes. Should I bump that up to 4? I think 4 is a bit of a long hunt. I think the more important thing is the delay between hunts. So I'd say 5 minutes to say 15 minutes. Tornado formation speed, I think medium's better. Cell formation speed, it's a bit boring watching the cells form, so let's just keep that as fast. Hello, Neon. Yeah, I'm finally getting back into the habit of working on the game in an evening and trying to do streams to show updates. It's been a bit of a rocky few weeks in the evening. I've been pretty exhausted and not up for streaming or even working on the game, which is a shame because I've been making so much progress. But things are starting to go back to normal now, which is good. So, yeah, hopefully I can be doing more of these streams, more updates. The biggest change for this one is... Let me just get out of this cornfield first. That now it's not penalty free if you... 1 second, the games will be really quiet because I changed the volume. I was listening to a YouTube video while I was working on the game the other night. Okay, this is probably going to be too loud. Actually, that's not too bad. Yeah, so what happens is, when you... I've also reset my progress. For each impact your vehicle experiences, it'll select either data samples, or it'll select your money, and then depending on the strength of the impact, it'll remove between 1 and 10% of that value, and it'll start with your F1 samples, and then as you lose those, it'll go up to F2, F3, F4, F5 samples. So if you get picked up by the tornado and tossed around, or drive into a load of debris and the truck gets smashed into by a load of things, you'll lose a lot of your progress. Yeah, because I just realised you could kind of just level up just by driving into the tornado with the probe, and there's no penalty for that. Whereas now if you do that, you may get some data, but you're likely going to lose a lot more than you gain. Also, if you notice, let me just hop out the truck here for a second. I've turned the transparency down on the rain. Just it was making the image too noisy, and I think it was affecting the YouTube video quality, because if you've got a lot of noisy things on a video, the compression algorithm can't be as efficient. So you end up with kind of a pixelated video, and different compression artifacts. So hopefully it'll result in better stream quality, and also just it's less, I guess, taxing on your eyes. So you're not gonna just have this constant white noise kind of flying past your screen constantly. Excuse me. What else has changed? Changed the colouring of the sub-vortices as well. changed some of the debris logic as well. So on the last stream, I ended up with like thousands of bits of debris in the air, and the game slowed down to like literally 2 frames per second. So what I've done instead, which way am I going here? I'm not even paying attention where I'm going. I want to get north, I want to have options. Is each bit of debris will last between 20 and 60 seconds. So you'll see stuff flying around the tornado, but it's not going to continue to accumulate them just endlessly. There's probably other changes as well, but sometimes I just polish something here or there and I forget that I've done it. So maybe small tweaks here or there to the logic in the background, but overall the game's playing the same, just you have to actually be careful now. Oh, that's the other thing, which I talk about being careful. The other thing I've changed is that when the tornado goes into hunt mode, it takes longer. So it used to take 3 seconds to go from whatever ground speed it is, say it's moving across the map at 15 miles an hour. It would take 3 seconds to get up to its hunting speed, which is a random speed, I think somewhere between like 50 and 80 miles an hour. Which means if you're off-road, when it decides to hunt, you've got like no chance of escaping it. But if you're too close, you've got no chance. Whereas now, oh, it's starting to spawn already. Now it'll take somewhere, I think, between 15 and 45 seconds to get up to full speed. So it gives you just that little bit extra margin to get out of the way. Especially now that you get penalised from getting overrun by the tornado. This gives you a little bit extra safety margin. But you still have to pay attention to what you're doing. So we've got our first tornado here. We've got the debris cloud swirling around. We've got the funnel cloud just starting to make an appearance now. There it is. Let's try and see which direction it's moving. I think it's coming straight towards us, so that's good. Got the wind turbine starting to turn. That's thinking about it. There we go. Yes, I think it's moving straight down this road towards us. Perfect. So we want to be, if we're looking down at it, we want to be on the left-hand side. That's where the faster winds are. If you look, if I zoom right in, because it's moving in this direction and rotating in this direction, you want to be on the upwind side of it. So what we want to do is, given the choice, we want to be a bit further to the left here. The new dust clouds, yes, that was a few streams ago. So yeah, what I've done is it randomizes the colour of these, so it'll be some random colour on the gradient. So imagine a gradient on one side, you've just got black, and on the other side, you've kind of got like a light brown, kind of light dirt colour. It'll be somewhere randomly on that gradient for each tornado. Game seems a lot more polished, yeah, and there's always going to be more things to polish, so yeah, there's always some way of making the game a bit better, which is always a good thing. I always want to have a reason to work on the game and always make just that tiny bit better, but yeah, time for us to, I think, make a bit of an escape now. What do you think about next intercept? Yeah, is quite a contrast between the tornadoes and the clouds. One thing I was just thinking today, actually, the density of the tornado funnel is kind of a fixed value. I could also randomize that as well. So some tornadoes are almost transparent, whereas others are dark like this. But yeah, I do really like the contrast. Let's see, how's the probe doing? Oh, we're in the tornado? No, just on the outskirts of it, but we're just starting to get some samples. Right, let's just think. Let's be strategic. We need to get a bit more distance on the tornado, but I think we should go... If we cut right here, because we need to get up here before the tornado cuts us off along here. Also, I have purchased a windshield rain effects asset from the asset store. I just need to wire that up. But yeah, having raindrops on the windshield and having them kind of move down the side of the vehicle, that'll be in the game hopefully pretty soon. Alright, so we need to think about doing another quick recall. Let's do another deployment. It hopefully doesn't hunt right now. See, that's the thing about hunts. It's just that in real life, like, tornadoes can kind of suddenly move direction, and it is dangerous. The game just ramps up that intensity by purposely making the tornado move towards you, so you have to be, I guess, even more vigilant than you would be on a real chase. In terms of planning an escape route and not getting too close. That's going to go flying soon. Hear things. Oh yeah, that was another suggestion. I haven't done it yet. Is add reverb to the debris effects, like the the extra smashing in the background again, broken apart. Add some reverb to that for some realism. Oh, that propeller's clinging on for dear life. Right, this looks like it's going to be much better intercept. Let's fire up the probe camera. There we go. Okay, we want to stay ahead of it, and we also want escape routes. So yeah, left and right is definitely a good option. So if it decides to hunt, we can pretty much just go north for quite a distance before we need to change direction. The thing I found on the hunts is it's when you have to change direction that it really catches up. Because from here to here, so if I'm just going up here, it's trying to chase me in the same direction. But then say I turn, I can go as fast as I want along here. The tornado's still gaining on me, and I'm not really making any progress away from the tornado. So you kind of want to get a nice straight road where you can just floor it and not have to change direction. Right, so we've got a probe to check on, and let me find a good stopping point. I think if we stop here facing north, if anything happens, we can just floor it and get out of the way. Well, it looks like it's weakening a bit to me. Let's check on the probe camera. I think it's in the tornado. If I look straight up and zoom out, we might be able to see the overall shape of the funnel. I think it's just outside of the visible funnel. Yeah, I can't quite see anything. Let's zoom out a bit more. No, I think it's already passed over. We're getting F3 samples, that's really good. Because you get so much more money, even if you just have one F4 sample and one F5, because your multiplier goes up to 5 times for the wind data type. Then so just those 2 extra samples, one F4 and F5, makes a lot more difference than having, say, 10 extra F1, F2 and F3 samples. So the whole point of the reward system is to encourage you to get as many ratings as possible, which means you need to place the probe as accurately as you can, and also try and get as much diversity in the types of data you gather as well across all the F ratings. So it's just to avoid mechanical gameplay where you just drop a probe, collect it, sell the data, drop a probe, collect it, sell the data. This one you've got to take a lot more risks, because as well, the tornado can hunt. You can potentially lose samples if you get hit by the tornado or crash into something or some debris hits you. So how far do you want to push maxing all these data types out and risk also losing it all as well? So it's like a risk-reward sort of decision to make there. One thing I want to do as well is grey out this analyze data button, because one thing you could do is, as soon as the tornado starts hunting, you could analyze all your data so you can't lose it. So one thing I do need to make actually as a change is, if the tornado hunts, block that button and you can't use it until the hunt's over. Just to really add the pressure on. Could the laptop from the 23 make a return? Maybe have the mini-map inside the truck on the laptop screen, a tiny animation where it zooms in when in first person point of view. So I could definitely bring the laptop back into the truck, into the same position. I'll have to think. I could just have the mini-map on, so essentially this screen here, whatever you've got on this screen, I could probably... could I? Yeah, I could, because it's a camera. and this is all just a texture. I could probably just have the mini-map on with your position in the tornado trail also rendered on the laptop screen. In terms of the animation, like zooming into it, I'm not too sure how to animate camera movements yet in the game, and I feel like I might break other things by adding that in, so I'm not too sure about the animated zoom, but I can definitely have the laptop model back in. Something interesting as well, actually, the laptop that's in Twister that you see, it was actually just, because I talked to the I don't know if he's the prop maker of the laptop, but he's the guy who like helped create like the fake user interfaces in Twister. He told me that was also the same laptop that was used in Dante's Peak as well. So I was just looked it up, and it's the exact same thing. So it's really just a screen and like a fake keyboard, and then they have like a cable which they can render user interfaces and whatever they want onto the screen for the camera. I remember he told me it was in Dante's Peak, and I just looked it up, and yeah, it is the same laptop, because somebody on the Twister fan page put a picture of what's his name? Main guy in Dante's Peak is guy from James Bond, Pierce Brosnan, isn't it? Wearing pretty much the exact same costume as Bill Paxton was for Twister. So not only did they reuse the costume, they also reused the laptops for Dante's Peak as well. It's pretty cool. These little insider bits of information. One thing I did see actually, I was looking at Bill Paxton's watch, so there's some photos of him from different photos of him like on set, and his character has this nice looking wristwatch. I was like, that looks like a nice watch. I was like, oh, maybe it's like a treat, maybe I can get myself that watch. And I looked at the prices, the start, it's something like $3,000, going up to like $8,000. I was like, never mind. I thought, a watch, how expensive can it be? It turns out very, very expensive. Oh well, it's our probe placement here. But I had to ask ChatGPT, so I took a screenshot and asked ChatGPT, it's like, what model watch is this? And then I searched for the model watch, and like, yeah. Bit too much. Yeah, especially if you, I just want to see this get broken apart. Something's breaking. Yeah, look, it's starting to come apart. We will have to make an escape pretty soon, but let's just watch this thing get ripped up. Especially when you start getting into like gold watches as well. Like with the price of gold right now as well, the price of gold is, well, was sky high, it's just recently crashed. But you add that on top of the price of some expensive watch anyway, you're looking at ridiculous prices. Right, I am going to have to drive while I risk losing the progress so far. They say I just got hit by a bit of debris, just lost 11 samples there. Luckily it was just my F1 samples, so... Right. I wanted off-road, but it's been so long without a hunt that each minute that goes on, it's more and more likely the tornado will start a hunt. Yeah, one thing I still don't understand with watches, you can get wristwatches and they're like self-winding or whatever, so it like uses your wrist movement throughout the day to keep the watch wound. Don't understand how that mechanism works. It seems like magic. I'm thinking in terms of software, but I can't really think mechanically. We've got our wall cloud. So storm structure is slowly coming in. I did do an initial attempt at like a tail cloud. It looked really bad though, so I just took it out for now. Are we still collecting data? Oh yeah, we are. Look, this is a view from the other side of the tornado. So say it's lit from left to right, whereas it's lit right to left here, so we've seen the tornado from two angles at once there. Computer has to do a little bit extra rendering, but it seems to be managing fine. still getting F1 samples, and it's pretty far. Let's have a look at the map. So it's still in this outer wind field. Which is good. Still getting data. Need as much as we can get. Still got no F4 or F5 yet. And look, this is at least an F4. Now, maybe some F5 on like the downwind, upwind side. On this side, we might have F5 if it moves a bit faster. Yeah, things breaking. There's a bit of a power flash there. So let's just calmly watch this. How wide is it? So that's looking quite wide, and that's only a third of a mile wide. You hear things breaking. I can't see where they're breaking from. Try and zoom in a bit. Oh, what I should probably do is retrieve the probe now. Still getting F1 samples, I'll leave it. We need to think about intercepting actually. We need to get east actually quite quickly. The lightning strike is quite close. I actually had a dream about a tornado last night. So I have this recurring theme in a dream. So I'll have a dream about a tornado. I'll get my phone out to try and video it or photograph it, and the camera never works. It's like I'll go to like press the camera button, it's not there, so I'm like going through settings and menus and like trying to enable the camera, and then like all the words are like garbled. Or like I'll get the camera open, but then I'll try and take a photo and nothing will happen. So that was happening to me in my dream last night, and since it's happened so often, I actually realised I was dreaming. So then in my dream I was like, oh, I wonder if I can still save these photos, and then I realised, like I was saying in the dream, like, oh yeah, there's no way to actually get these photos from my brain inside my dream to my phone in real life. But I guess Neuralink's a thing, isn't it? That's got to be possible sometime in the next few years. Take photos of your dreams. Right, we need to, quick recall. Then, oh look, we're starting to get some vortices. Let's look at these. Yeah, a dream camera. That'd be interesting. You know, I wonder how quickly the novelty of that would wear off, because a lot of dreams, like, they mean a lot to the person who had them and say, oh, it was so scary or it was so intense. Then when you try and describe it to someone else, it's just kind of loses all its weight. It's just kind of like, yeah. Oh, start to hunt. Right. So, planned ahead. We've got a nice straight road. I will need to change directions. I think it's better if I turn right than left. But yeah, I wonder how quickly, like, for that novelty of re-watching your own dreams to wear off. And you realise, like, oh, every dream's just an absolute load of nonsense. I don't know why I paid $500,000 or however much it costs for the technology to re-watch your own dreams. How fast they're moving? So the tornado's moving 60 miles an hour and it's getting faster. We need to take that turn. So we're going to lose a load of time here by missing that turn. Right, now let's head east, and then what we'll do is it's quicker to take the bend than it is to stop in the intersection and turn left. The thing is, though, if you can record your dreams and play them back, it's only so long before in having the technology like in Futurama where they can inject advertisements into people's dreams. So like you'll get near the end of your dream, like this dream was sponsored by blah blah blah. Okay, it stopped its hunt, so we need to reassess now because it'll change direction again after a hunt. Yeah, that's an unintended consequence. Yeah, nighttime it makes it a lot more intense. Seeing the red text contrasted against the screen. Which directions are moving? Right, we're gonna have to do. I wouldn't do this maneuver in real life since we're in a game and on a stream, and I want to keep things happening, I'm going to try and race it to the end of this field. So we want to get down here, and it looks like it's moving more to the east now. So we want to get down here and then get head east. We'll do a quick recall. Is the probe in the truck? Yeah. Right, so if we deploy right around here, I'll just do a quick deploy because we need an escape route. Don't have much margin of error to stop and manually deploy. And we'll head east and stay ahead of the tornado. Yeah, imagine that, how much that would cost. I wonder how effective that would be converted to sales. Like, if anybody has a dream about tornadoes, then suddenly it's sponsored by the game. I'm trying to think, what are the common like dream sort of archetypes? What would the sponsors be? I just think there's probably some case where Brilliant.org it becomes relevant to a dream. Brilliant.org sponsor almost every YouTube video. I think we've got enough samples now that it's worth cashing in. That can upgrade things a bit. So we've got $7,000. There it is. I'm just going to keep my eye on the tornado so I can see what it's doing. Oh, look, we're going to get a ton more data as well. Upgrade. So, biggest bang for buck is unlocking new data types. Failing that, the wind sampling rate, you get more samples for the same amount of time, so each intercept is better. Plus, going faster, driving faster is always good. Radar image as well. Let's just upgrade the radar and image quality. So let's see what that looks like. So this was the old reflectivity trying to update. So hopefully the pixels are a little bit smaller. Oh, this is the upgraded one. Velocity. Let's look at the velocity data. There we go. Lined up right on where the tornado is. Reflectivity. And that's right where the hail core is. So yeah, I've still got ways to go to upgrade the radar so it actually looks like what you're used to seeing. I wonder if the probe can even see anything. Again, F4 wind speeds. And billboards into the game. Oh yeah, that. Because then I can just randomize what's advertised, just come up with some fictitious things. Yeah, I like that. I need to add that to the to-do list. The Trello boards, so I know, so I keep track of what I'm going to work on. And you remember, yeah, billboards are easy enough. I can just randomize the text that's displayed on them. So the probe is directly in the middle of the tornado, but since it's night, probably not going to see it. No, all we're going to see is noise. Stop right out at 70 miles an hour. That's just because it's in the center of the eye. And then like it'll pick up again as it gets towards the next wall of the tornado. So the strongest winds are right around the circumference of the tornado. Okay, now subvortices here, so they'll paint over each other. And increase in opacity as they do that. Oh, I guess. Not, they wouldn't increase in opacity, they would increase... is that the right way around? Decrease in transparency is what I'm trying to say. So, once again, still getting F3 samples, so we're just going to keep those samples. What do I need in order to unlock the next one? So I have to get a bachelor's degree. So to get a bachelor's degree... Oh, we've got an anomaly before as well. I didn't realise. We're halfway there to get our bachelor's degree, and then that means we can upgrade the wind data sampling rate. We can unlock pressure data, which will then earn us a lot more. Right, we need to plan for another intercept. I think along here, so I'll get back in the truck. See, I think the power flashes look a lot more legit at night time as well. Quick recall. And yeah, we want to head up this. So let's just follow this road around. I can't remember if I mentioned this on stream. I think I might have, but I managed to find a bunch of new Twister filming locations a few weeks ago. There's so near the end, the big F5 when it overruns Jonas and he gets flung into the the radio tower goes through his truck and he gets thrown in the air and then explodes into the ground. I knew I had a rough idea of where it was filmed, but couldn't match it up exactly. And then it finally clicked. I looked at the right angle, like the correct angle, and everything lined up. I feel excited because I've been looking for those for at least a year. Obviously not continuously, but over the space of a year, if I had a few minutes, I'd open Google Maps and go on Street View and try and see if I could spot certain landmarks from the movie. Right, I think this is probably a good place for an intercept. One good thing about starting the stream earlier tonight is that I'll have time to actually push the update after. I keep doing streams and then stopping them, and then I pretty much have to go straight to bed after. And then by the time the next evening comes along, I think, I'll just change this instead. And then sometimes I don't have time to stream, or if I do make the change, I don't have enough time to test it before pushing the update. So hopefully we can actually get this update today. I think today's the last day of the sale as well, so it's 60% off right now. It's part of the Steam Spring sale. And there goes my power flash. So today's the last day, so if you haven't got the game already, today is a good time to get it because the sale ends, I think, at midnight. I'm not sure which time zone, but it probably ends at midnight. Then you do add a lock to that tailgate so it doesn't keep dropping. It does disable the physics when you climb back in the truck, but I think what happens is if there's some sort of impact in the truck, it doesn't have any effect until you get out of the truck, and then the physics are enabled again, and then it decides to fall open. Right. We've got the probe, haven't we? Yeah. It's only moving 12 miles an hour. Should I try and race it? No, because those are F2 strength winds, which are about the speed the truck starts to get pushed around without any upgrades. So let's just leave that as is. I think we'll just patiently wait here, try and find the perfect intercept spot. So, let's try and extrapolate which direction it's going. It looks like it's turned very slightly to the right here. I think we want to be a bit further south around that intersection. I'm going to get a community screenshot of fan art. That'd be cool. I wonder if there's a way of... I was going to say, I wonder if there's a way of dynamically doing that, so it just pulls it from, Steam store page. Well, this is getting intense quickly. But I think there's a risk of potentially, unmoderated images slipping through there into the game. So yeah. This is cool. This is really cool. Right, escape. I didn't actually think of an escape plan. North, to escape north. I think our north escape route's cut off. Is it? No, that's our north escape route. No, it's not cut off yet. So what I could do is maybe have a folder, which the game by default will come with some top voted community screenshots and fan art. And then if you want to add your own things to it for your own game, then you can. Oh no, if I place it too far south. I feel like I might place it too far south, but I don't have enough time to correct it. Let's have a look. Let's get an F2 samples already. Let me just stay ahead of it here. Yeah, maybe it's East Coast. I don't know which time Steam used for the sales. It's usually Eastern, isn't it? Plus, I'll try to put the game on sale as well for certain, like, not special occasions, but like, you know how like I did a sale to mark the first day of meteorological spring, certain milestones and things like that. Maybe something like 50% off if there's like another EF5, 40% off if there's an EF4. I think we're just a bit too far outside of it. But to be fair, that kind of feels like it's celebrating the damage rating of the tornadoes, which would be the point. It would be like the first F4 of the season, the first F5. It's more the milestone or the landmark into the tornado season. Rather than celebrating the intensity of the tornado itself. If this is coming for me, I can do a quick recall and a quick deploy, gather a load more data. See, it takes a bit longer to get to speed now, which makes the chase as scary, but it just means it's not impossible. So if you happen to be off-road, right, actually, which way should I go? I've kind of made my decision already, haven't I? Oh, it's going 70 miles an hour, now our top speed's only like 76. So yeah, so it keeps the game intense, but if you're off-road, right as the sun decides to hunt, there's kind of no hope of escaping it. So this actually adds to the intensity because there's a chance you could escape it. You've got no chance of escaping it. There's not really any sort of challenge there, or any risk, because you know you're not going to outrun it. Whereas if there's a chance you can, then things get a lot more difficult because you need to at least keep trying. Where does this road go? Uh-oh, this isn't good. I've left myself... Right, I'm going to have to watch out for that debris because it will cause me to lose samples that's getting disintegrated right next to us. Oh, it's got to hold. It's got to hold. I might be able... Maybe. I haven't enabled this yet. Let's analyse the data while we've got a chance. It's a bit sneaky. There, it's lost $1,000. Oh yeah, because even if you do that, you just lose the money, don't you? Still got 8,000 in cash. Okay, those. If I get hit by one of those spinning wheels of death, that's just going to obliterate all my money. Actually, this situation right here has reminded me of the new song I've just started listening to. I really like it. It's a Dave Carter song, and it's called Little Liza Jane. And the song is about a guy who becomes like a long-haul trucker. He names his truck Little Liza Jane, and it's a fictional story. I'm assuming this is fictional based on what happens in the song. What's the damage there? Oh, see, we've still got plenty of data. And essentially, as he's trucking along, as truckers do, and the road is closed, so he doubles back and he takes a shortcut that he knows, and it's kind of like this long, steep, sort of mountainous road. And it's essentially what happens is I think I'm going to get overrun again. He ends up going down a steep, like 10% grade. It's icy, it's snowy, brakes aren't working. There's like a cliff on one side and like a drop on the other, and he's heading towards this turn, and there's as he's heading towards that turn, there's like a 9-degree bend at the bottom. He tries to turn and the truck just goes straight on. He goes straight through the guardrail at the end of the road. Kind of says his prayers while he's mid-air. There goes a bouncing cow. And then, because of the positioning of the truck, just as it was going through the air, it actually lands perfectly on one of the roads below and then continues on along on the trip. But it's a really cool song. But it's just reminded me of that when the truck's tumbling through the air. It's like if it lands on its wheels, like in the song, it'll minimise the damage. But yeah, it's got a little. I'll need to add it to the unofficial official playlist for the game. Then we want to maybe give away a copy to the game if on sale, just on the house. Since on Steam, to gift someone a copy, you have to add it as a friend. Oh yeah, I'm not sure how gifting works in Steam. Because when I gift the game, since I'm the developer, I can just get the Steam keys, and I can just send somebody the key, and they can just unlock it. Whereas purchasing the game to gift to someone, yeah, I'm not sure how that works. I'm wondering if the having to have them as a friend is a security feature, because I know Steam accounts get hacked. If somebody could purchase a bunch of games on somebody's Steam account and gift them to themselves if they manage to get into their account. Since Steam stores payment details, maybe it's a security thing. Yeah, 50% off, buy 2 copies for the price of 1. Yeah, we're thinking 2 extra players in the game. I do want to make this multiplayer eventually, just that's a whole thing in itself. Right, I think we've got our safety margin. How are we going to get over there? Oops, I just cost myself $400 by crashing into that solar panel. I think we're going to have to off-road a little bit. Right, let's analyze the data. Still need one more anomaly. Got enough cash though, maybe we can upgrade our off-road speed. And dirt roads as well, maybe. Alright, looks like it's heading back in east-northeast direction, so we can get along here and maybe intercept down here. Yeah, so don't feel any pressure to gift it. I really appreciate every sale and everybody who has suggestions for the game, plays the game, talks about the game, enjoys the game. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so I'm not putting you under any pressure to do that. It's really appreciated when people support the game. Because I'm not sure how the gifting works. I'm just guessing that the whole friendship thing's probably security feature, or maybe to make sure that the person you're gifting it to has a Steam account and it goes to the right account. But yeah, I'll add that song to the playlist, Little Liza Jane. It's a cool song. It's got all your folk style instruments, so it's got your banjo, harmonica, guitar, fiddle. It's a really cool song. Yeah, it fits right in with the feel of the playlist. Right, I think do we head south or do we head east? Because it's moving 12 miles an hour, but we're not going to be able to get too close. Oh, actually, there's another option. South and east. Let's try that. Which way is south? So, I need to keep an eye on the wind speed here. 77, 78. And then I need to take the next left as soon as I have a chance. The only problem there is there's no escape route. I'll have to go off-road. 90. Right, I don't want it to go much above 110 because the truck gets picked up at 120. Right, so I'm trying to think where I need to place it. I think about here. It's hard to judge. Yeah, about here. Don't have much margin of error here. Which is one thing I've noticed the game is kind of a recurrent theme. Is that for a good intercept, you don't have a lot of time to position the probe and get out of there and get a good escape route. So, escape route. So it's almost half a mile wide now, so it has widened. Escape route. I think it'd be better to escape to the north. Hopefully these don't start splitting apart and I get hit by them. Alright, it's so painfully slow when you haven't upgraded the off-road speed. 29 miles an hour feels like crawling. Especially when the tornado's moving right towards you. Right, please don't hunt yet. This is why the acceleration's helpful, because if it does, I can still have just enough time to make it to the road. Once I'm on the paved road, then I can start flooring it. Can the developer sell keys to someone? I don't think I can sell keys. I'll have to check the rules on that. So whenever I request keys, I have to tell Steam, like, you have to fill out a form saying what they're for, and then somebody manually reviews it to make sure. So essentially what Steam don't want is you using their platform to publish, then generating like 10,000 keys and then just selling them much cheaper somewhere else. Like, people on Steam have to have a similar deal. They can't be getting a worse deal buying through Steam than from elsewhere. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I can sell keys directly. I can gift keys though. I can gift you a couple of free keys and then you can gift them, but then again, that's what you want to do, because I'm trying to judge the distance here and replacement. But yeah, I can send you a couple of keys, and then you can pass them on. You just have to be careful that nobody else gets the key. So whoever you send it to, you have to tell them to redeem it and don't let anybody else know about it, because I do have people who, what they'll do is they'll approach me saying, oh, can I have some keys for like a promotion or whatever, and then it seems pretty shifty, so like I usually don't reply to just requests for keys, but what happens is they'll ask for free keys for like a promotion, they'll send them the keys and they'll just sell them on, so that people will just do things like that. So a lot of people will just get hunted again. If they can get their hands on a Steam key, they will. But yeah, I can send you those. What I need to figure out, I'll give away during a stream. Yeah, I appreciate you being willing to buy them. I'm happy to give them out for free, so you can gift them on to other people on your stream. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how the whole selling thing works. Selling keys directly work through Steam. I guess the additional thing of if you add them as a friend through Steam, you can confirm it's the person you wanted to receive the game. Plus, I think they also have the option to refund it still. If I send somebody the key, well, I guess it's free, so they can't refund it. So I guess it works out the same either way. But yeah, because you could buy the key, or buy the game, and then yeah, what happens if somebody refunds it? Then you get the refund, I'm guessing. Because it wouldn't be fair, you buy somebody a game and then they refund it and they get the money. Right, let's do quick recall, quick deploy. Oh, that was close. That would have cost us some samples there. Oh, come on. I've got just enough engine power to get out of the range of the tornado. Right, see the wind speed's coming down 130, 112, 111, 110. Okay, good. As long as that wind speed's going down, I can escape. Oh, cheers, yeah. You wanted to I've supposed to be in the game. Yeah, I just don't want to be unnecessarily out of pocket. Like, if I can gift somebody a key, then I'm happy to do that. You just have to make sure nobody redeems the key before you. I know the probability as well, it's probably really low. If you just generated random keys and just tried redeeming them. Because there's a lot of games on Steam. There's a lot of keys, but I guess there's also... compared to the amount of total possible keys, it's probably minuscule. Take an upside down sombrero. It's just me, as the probe moving as well, as the debris hitting it and moving it like it used to. Let's see if we can get an eye of the tornado shot. I need to zoom out all the way and then pan the camera up. Can we actually see the eye? Or not? Not sure we can. Oh, I think it's because we're outside the tornado now. I'm getting RSI just clicking those buttons. I think I need to add an option to click and hold those buttons. Getting F4 samples now though. It's really good. Just need an F5 sample, but I don't know if we'll be lucky enough to get that. Let's just look back at the map. It is F5 strength. I don't know why we're not getting F5 samples. Let's do quick recall. Then we'll head south. We can get another intercept along this road here. Let's drive towards it. I think we can risk that. Just gotta watch out for these power lines coming back the other way. If we're going to drive towards it, deploy, and then come back up this road, just have to watch out for these so we don't lose a bunch of money. Right. This is the perfect place because we're on the left side of the tornado where the winds are stronger. Right. Let's just reverse a bit and we'll do a J-turn because J-turns are always cool. Automatically cool if you do a J-turn. Oh, I guess I'm not cool. Next will be the summer sale, and so that'll be the next scheduled sale. Like I say, I want to look for like other key events to put the game on sale. Just as a cooling off period, so if I put the game on sale, that's outside of one of the regular sales, like the spring sale, summer sale. You have to wait like 30 days, I think, before you put it on sale again. Or maybe like 21 days or something. There's a limit, so you can't just keep putting your game on sale constantly. So it needs to be like I think putting it on sale immediately after the spring sale. I'll probably find some time to do some reason to do a sale between the spring and summer sale, so it's not like another 3-month wait. Actually, what's the path for this tornado been like? Did a full loop there. Yeah, it looks pretty realistic. I think even real tornadoes can do a loop sometimes. Like the Endelin one did, didn't it? Right as it was dropping out. Yeah, also can't really give... I think Steam don't like giving details of the sales away, so I think I can say like it will be in the Steam Summer Sale, but I don't think I can say ahead of time what the discount will be, the exact date it will go on sale. I can just say it'll be part of that event. Sorry, my sense of direction's gone out the window a bit. Yeah, so far I don't think I've noticed any major bugs or glitches. Things are working as intended. So I think I'll be publishing an update after the stream. So what I'll do, because we're going on about an hour, I needed some time to publish the update. So I think once this tornado goes off the map, we'll end the stream at that point. So just try and get... Oh, wait, this might be a good option to see the eye of the tornado. I think that's the eye there. I think. No F5 samples though. What's it like right now? F1. Okay, quick recall. Let's plan for another intercept. So oh, my other AirPods. It's going to get loud for a second. Oh, it's just decided to hunt. Right as I'm changing headphones. Great. Right. Where you need to go, you drive south, and then where you drive east. Right, once we get here, I'll do a quick deploy here. And we'll head east. So we'll race it towards the end of the map. It's scary because the truck's top speed is only like 75, maybe 80 miles an hour. Even though we're going 20 miles an hour faster than the tornado doesn't have to slow down for anything. It doesn't have to slow down for corners or because it's gone off road. I just have to keep trying to escape. And keep my speed up and have to dodge obstacles and change direction as quickly as I can with the tornado because it moves straight at me. Again, the F5 samples now. Still no, so I'll do quick recall, quick deploy. Once we go off the map, I think the speed limit's right. Yeah, there's no more speed limit. So we'll just keep trying to escape. That moving 63 miles an hour. So with this terrain is just like a low quality terrain with like repeated patterns. Sorry, that's awful on the eyes. You can see the screen kind of like jittering about. It just looks like it's shaking back and forth there. It's because of the speed of the truck versus the frame rate creates that weird illusion. Like if you ever seen that video, there's a few, well, quite that video. There's quite a few videos of people videoing helicopters and the rotor blades perfectly sync up with the frame rate, and the helicopter just looks like it's flying around with stationary rotors. It looks kind of bizarre. It can with your video in like cars as well. If it syncs with the rotation rate of the tires, it can look like the car's moving, but the wheels are perfectly still. Yeah, just with the tiling, because I use like a fancy terrain, like texture renderer system for the in-game terrains, but for out of bounds, I don't want that extra overhead because it's just going to lag the game for no good reason. So yeah, it doesn't look great. Then again, it's not really intended that you drive out of bounds very far. Okay, so I'm just going to collect the last few samples. Let's try and get back into the map. And then we'll analyse the data, purchase our last upgrades, and I think I'll call it a night there. Let's see, are we still getting wind? We're still getting F1 samples. Well, you zoom in a bit of a fisheye lens right now. Let's get a photo. Right, so what I'll do is let's have a look at the probe camera. Okay, we're not getting samples, so let's do a quick recall. Right, let's analyse the data. Hopefully we'll get our bachelor's degree. Oh yeah, 3 anomalies. There we go, got our bachelor's degree. And we're 1/3 of the way to our master's degree. So, $19,000. That means would have unlocked a new data type, pressure data. So let's get that, because that adds a much bigger multiplier as well. So instead of about $5,000 to $10,000 per intercept and collected, we're probably looking at about close to $30,000 to $50,000. Let's increase the sampling rate as well. So $11,000. So those are the pro upgrades. Let's update, right, max speed. Let's get a bit better acceleration as well, and then anything left over on the radar. No, I think that's all the upgrades. So yep, I'll prep the update and I'll push this out so you can play this version of the game in the next 20 minutes or so, half an hour. Thank you everybody for joining, and thank you, Neon. Yep, have a good night or afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I'll be doing another stream once I've got a few more features added, hopefully windshield rain effects, and I'll see what else I can do before the next stream. So thank you everybody, I'm going to call it a night now.